Yo, what is up? I told you we were going to be live. It's 10 a.m. It's Saturday. It's the 21st. And I'm hype. I'm hype. I'm here. I'm here for you. And I appreciate you being here to have your questions answered about music marketing. Now, if you're here and you're here live right now and you're ready, go ahead and put a one in the chat. I just got to make sure stuff is working. So put a one in the chat. Put whatever you want in the chat. Say what's up, so that I know you're here. I know you can hear me, and I know we're good to go. And while you guys are doing that, let me introduce myself, just in case you're new here, in case YouTube did their thing and actually sent you to my page without you ever hearing about me. I am Brandon. I'm the founder of KDMR Music. I am a former artist manager. I got my start way back in 2011 doing marketing for independent labels, including Jamla Records. So artists like Rhapsody, Actual Proof, Ninth Wonder. It's where I cut my teeth. From there, I went into artist management and now consulting, which I've been doing for the last 3 years. And you guys have been seeing my channel. We've been growing a lot. We're at almost 13,000 subscribers right now. But what I do, I teach musicians how to make money in the music business by using the power of marketing, specifically online marketing, but we get into real world, or what I like to call in real life strategies as well. So we do it all. So I teach marketing in and out. Normally, I teach that marketing inside of our private coaching community, which is called the Master Music Marketing Community. But just for this month only, I decided to do a couple of live streams on our YouTube channel so that you guys can get a taste of what it's like to be in the community and have your questions answered directly from someone who's not going to BS you. Nobody, I'm not trying to, sell you on some kind of lifetime subscription for whatever, right? But it's just, okay, I want to see you succeed. I want to help shorten the distance between your goals, your dreams, and your reality where you are right now. So that's what I do. Like I said, I'm a marketer at heart. When I went to school, that was my major. It's what I do for, my everyday life. And I apply it to music as often as I get the chance to. So, yeah, so looks like we've got a few people on. What's up, Solo? I'm glad that you love the community. Yes, Solo has joined the Master Music Marketing community. I should mention, I should go ahead and mention this first. We are ramping up these live streams to promote the community, but I'm hoping that you get something out of it, even if you do not decide to join. What's up, Haletti? There we go. I see you guys in the chat now. So let's get this out of the way. So again, I host the Master Music Marketing community. The Master Music Marketing community is a private coaching group where basically you get access to two things, really three things, but let's start with two. First thing you get access to when you join the Master Music Marketing community is a group coach, or a online course that I created called The Next Steps. And it's designed specifically for artists who are starting out or who maybe just are stuck. They're not getting the traction they need with their music. It's like, look, I've got good music. I've got some social media profiles. I've got some other stuff set up, but what's next? Why isn't it working for me? So we go from the beginning. We go from making sure your music sounds good and is ready to go, making sure that you're registered for all your proper royalties so that if your music does get attention, you're getting paid like you're supposed to. And then we go through, oh, cool. What's up, Ramel? Ramel's a member of the community as well. So, and then we also go through setting up your sales channel, making sure you actually have a website, because yes, websites are important in 2020 and they will continue to be important in 2021. So we talk about setting up your website, what should be on there, what should not. We talk about email marketing. We talk about setting up your e-commerce so that when people do find your website, they actually, thanks Ian, I appreciate that. They actually, they can spend money. So you can make money from people visiting your website. So we talk about all of that. Then once you've got all those bases, all those foundations in place, then we talk about how to invite people to your world, right? How to go out and find fans, go out and find people that are listening or that want to listen to you. and how to make them customers and lifetime super fans, and help you make more and more money from your fans, not from some Spotify playlist or not from some shady promoter, but making money directly from your fans that will then help you reach those other goals that you have. So that's what we talk about inside the community. And for the month of November, we have discounted membership in the community. So if you enroll right now, you can get access to the group for just $75. And that's not all you get. You don't just get the course, which would be enough, I promise. What's up, Hood Saviors? Yes, I did see you got the book. I appreciate that. And I'm glad it's been helpful. So not only do you get access to the online course, but you also get access to a private Facebook group. And inside that private Facebook group, we're giving feedback for your music. There's activities that you can complete so that you can see actual progress in your music. And Ramel can verify. He's in the community, and so is Solo Hits. But you get access, you get feedback, and every month, like I'm doing right now, we do live coaching calls, but they're a little bit different. We actually do our coaching calls for the community on Zoom. So you can talk to me face to face and get actual questions answered. You're not having to worry about typing in the chat, "Oh man, he didn't see it," whatever, right? So, you get the private Facebook group, you get the online course, and you get monthly coaching calls, all for one fee. You're not paying this, you're not paying a monthly subscription. And right now, during the month of November, that fee is only $75. So the link is in the description of this video if you would like to check it out. And just as a bonus, we're running a contest or a drawing this month. So on December 5th, I'm going live, and this will be my last time going live in 2020. But we're going to do some marketing Q&A, but I'm also going to announce the winner of 2 free coaching calls, 2 marketing consultations with me. These are not group coaching calls. These are one-on-one private consultations with me, where we go through your website, we go through whatever you're needing help with, and we answer those questions. We're doing 2-hour-long calls, and we're spacing them out. And all you got to do to be eligible for that is to join the Master Music Marketing community. You enroll for the low price of $75, which is normally valued at about $200. But you join for $75, and each time that you join, or when you join this month, you get entries into that drawing. Now, if you join by tonight at midnight, you get 3 entries in that drawing. If you had joined last week, you would have gotten 4. If you wait and join tomorrow or anytime next week up until next Saturday, you're only going to get 2 entries in that drawing. And if you join on Sunday the 29th or Cyber Monday, November 30th, you will get 1 entry into that drawing for the private coaching calls. Even if you don't win the drawing, you still get access to the group and all the amazing benefits. But I wanted to offer a quick bonus because, it's Thanksgiving, it's the holidays, it's the season of giving. So I wanted to make this fun for you guys. So again, the links are in the description if you would like to join the Master Music Marketing community. Like I said, there are people who are in the group and can vouch for it. So it's been dope. So now that we've got the promo out of the way, this is a music marketing Q&A. I'm not here to talk about me. I'm not here to talk about my program, even though it's a great program and it's the lowest price program of its kind that you are going to find, guaranteed. Even at the normal price, it's the lowest price. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I'm here to answer what questions you have about music marketing. Now, we're only doing this for an hour. At 11 o'clock, I've got a hard cutoff because we actually have to do our actual coaching call via Zoom for the private community. So ask away, ask as many questions as you would like in the chat. As they come in, I will answer them. If you feel like, oh no, I want my question answered first, I want to skip to the front of the line, there's a way to do that. So you should see a little $ icon right near the chat box. That's called a super chat. So you can send a super chat for as little as 99 cents. If you send a super chat along with your question, then I will answer your question immediately next after the question I'm already on. Just something that helps out the channel, helps us to continue reaching new people. Every dollar that I get from this YouTube channel, I put towards advertising so the community can grow. So it's not just for me to, I don't know, buy comic books or something. So, yeah, so let's do this. Cool. So yeah, Ian had questions about how the information is shared. Yeah, inside the Master Music Marketing community, it's via the Facebook group. Everything is hosted there. The course is actually inside some units in the Facebook group, and then we do Zoom calls. But again, this isn't an infomercial. I just wanted to let you guys know about the deal we had going on at the beginning. So yeah, ask away. Ask your questions about music marketing. Are you stuck? Are you trying to release a new song? What's been going on in your world? I love to hear what you need help with. Ian said, I want to say that you're awesome. I appreciate that. The Hood Savior says, yo, what's good? What's good? Got the ebook a couple days ago. I didn't mention the ebook that he's talking about is called the Music Marketing Guidebook. And that's a book I wrote almost 3 years ago now about how to find lands or find listeners, convert them into fans, and make more money with your music. It's some of the same topics that we talk about in the community, but in a really short, digestible format. If you're looking just for some information, you can purchase the Music Marketing Guidebook for just $10. And but if you want real in-depth help and support through getting through everything that I talk about in that book, then join the community, and you actually get a free copy of the book when you join the community. So that's a good thing to note. Here we go. Here are the questions. So let's see. So Ian says, how can a DJ gain notoriety on the internet and social media? It's funny because the word DJ nowadays is kind of interchangeable with a producer or an electronic music artist. The good thing is that gaining notoriety is not hard. Okay, Hood Saviors is a music marketer and networker as well. That's what's up. So the community is helpful for you too, but we'll talk about that later on. We'll talk about the community more at the end. But let's get into this marketing advice. So how can a DJ gain notoriety on social media? Yeah, it's pretty much the same for any type of an artist, right? The first thing is creating amazing content, right? And I don't mean it has to be the most well produced. It doesn't have to be with some fancy DSLR, right? The video I'm streaming on a Microsoft webcam that I bought when I was in college almost 10 years ago now. It's HD, but it's not anything amazing. There are people who are streaming with DSLRs and who have a much better look, right? But the content that I'm providing here is helpful. It's actionable. It's something that you can actually use to further your career, right? And so people watch my content regularly because they know they're going to get something amazing out of it. Now, I am a business and I pretty much serve business clients, people who want to make money. So it's easier for them to see the value in what I do. Music is an emotional product. So people are listening to your music because they want to feel good. They want to forget about, whatever bad things are going on in their lives. They want to forget about work and stress and all of those things. They're listening to your music because they want to escape, or because they can relate to you, or because they want to party, right? If you're an electronic artist, if you're an EDM artist, they want to party, right? So the first thing is creating music that connects with them. And then once you've got the music, you can create content around that music, whether it's videos, right? On social media, videos work really well. So let's say, I'm EDM artist, I don't know, BJ32K. I don't know. BJ3K. There we go. BJ3000. So what I'm going to do is, I probably got like some kind of a costume or a getup that I'm wearing. I've got, my Ableton board. And what I'm doing is I might make a few beats throughout the week, but I'll make a video kind of just going through one beat. And it looks like I'm making it in real time, right? Kind of like a dancey inspired video. Really cool. I post that on IG. I find some relevant hashtags. There are a lot of research tools that you can use. One app that I use for hashtags, I'm giving you the game. I told y'all, I'm not holding back on this live stream. It's called Hashtag Expert. So you can use this iPhone app called Hashtag Expert. Type in a couple of hashtags that you already know work well. It'll generate the rest. You can copy those and paste them into your post. So, Curvo, I can't check out your music right now. This isn't that type of live stream, but that's something that we do inside the Master Music Marketing community if you are interested. So, but gaining notoriety on the internet is about doing these things consistently. You're going to post videos and they're going to get 0 views. Like, they're just not. They're going to get 10, 20, 30 views. You might get 3 likes, right? That's going to happen for a little while. Now, the hashtags will help you reach more people, but what's going to help them stay and tell their friends is you doing it consistently. As you do it consistently, there are 2 things that happen. The first thing is you get better because you do it more. And you realize what's working, what people are responding to, and then you kind of lean into that naturally. So that's the first thing that happens is you get better. But also people start to realize, hey, this guy, I know what to expect when I see him, right? When I see this guy post, it's going to be good. So then they start following, they start sharing. They're like, yo, you got to check this guy out. He's got like 85 videos of him making these beats, right? And that is what makes things go, quote unquote, viral, right? It's not just making the one thing that connects. It's having that one thing that connects, but also having a bunch of other stuff that people can spend their time catching up on as well. And the more you do it, the more consistent you are, the more you realize what works, the more notoriety you will get. So I hope that answered your question, Ian. Let's move on to Avis. Avis says, how do I market myself as a Latino artist outside of the US? Well, if you are in the US, but you want to market yourself outside of the US, then the easiest way to do that is through the internet. And what's great is that we've got all sorts of tools that we can use to do that. We've got, my bad guys, I'm clicking around just making sure the stream is still going well. But yeah, we've got all kinds of tools. We got Facebook, we got SoundCloud, we got YouTube, we got Twitter, Instagram, and all of those tools have analytics dashboards where you can see where your audience is active. And a few of them actually have ad platforms where you can specifically target certain countries, certain demographics. So if you want to reach people in Mexico, then you can just search, start a Facebook ad and run it to traffic in Mexico. You want to reach people in South America, same thing. You want to reach people in Portugal, Spain, same thing, right? You got to, make sure your content is good and it actually speaks to them, right? If you're making music for a non-English speaking artist, then you got to have cues so that they know it's for them, right? Now, you're going to alienate some, depending on what you're doing, you might alienate some people that are in the United States. There you go, Ian. That's right. But you got to make sure that you're going to alienate some people that are in the United States, but that's fine. If you want to do more of like a crossover type thing, like was it J Balvin or Daddy Yankee before him, where the song is in English, but he's also got a Spanish part too, and the rhythms are more Spanish or Hispanic or Latino inspired. You've got things that call out to that audience and make them intrigued and want to know more about what you're doing. So make content that they can identify with, that they can see themselves in, that they know, okay, this is for me. And then you want to make sure that you're actually pushing it to those people. The easiest way to do that is through Facebook ads. Funny enough, we do have a Facebook ads training inside the Master Music Marketing community, and I'm always adding videos and adding context to that as well. So if you join this weekend, it's way cheaper than it would be anytime else. We do have a quad pay option. So if you join, you don't want to pay $75 up front, that's cool. You can make 4 payments over the next 6 weeks of $18.75, and you still get access to the course from day one. So great things. So if you need help with your Facebook ad strategy, that's something that can help. Cool. All right, Hood Savior says, I'm not an artist, though. I'm a music marketer and networker. How would you suggest that I go about finding more serious clients? Listen, if I had the secret for finding artists who were serious, I'd give it out. But even, better than that, I'd be further along, right? Here's the thing. Right. It's so easy to blame artists for, the predicament that you find yourself in as a consultant, right? The biggest thing that I've noticed is that artists don't really know that they need the help, right? Artists, in fact, a lot of artists have been actively told that as long as they make good music, nothing else matters, right? And then when you put that on top of the fact that there are so many people out here that are scamming people, there are so many people out here that are just in it for a couple of dollars, right? And I get it. You got to feed your family. You got to you got things you got to do, right? So you can't work for free. Some people can't afford to sit on YouTube for hours at a time giving out free information. That's time that they could spend, you know, working somewhere else, being an accountant, working in a factory, working somewhere to actually put food on the table for their family. But when you enter this business, you realize that that's something you got to overcome. You have to overcome the fact that so many people just have not been told how to run well, or run their careers the right way, right? And it's because there are so many people in the business who are predatory, right? Record labels want you to believe that they're the only way to be successful. Booking agents want you to believe they're the only way to be successful. The radio station DJ wants you to believe he's the only way that you can be successful. Everyone has a gatekeeper mentality. And even some of these marketing gurus out here want you to believe my way is the only way. Our program is the only program that can guarantee you success. The reality is none of that is true. The only thing that is not negotiable is you having a fan relationship, you having relationships with your fans, right? And so if someone can teach you how to go get more fans, and better yet, someone can teach you how to make money through those fans, there's someone worth listening to. But if that person says, hey, I can teach you how to get fans, but you got to give me $500, then you're probably going to be a little skeptical. So what I do, Hood Saviors, is I put out as much information as I can afford to for free. And that helps people understand, hey, they can trust me. And when people realize they can trust you, all of a sudden they get a lot more serious. So people have come to me all the time. Every single time I do one of these live streams, what I get in my inbox after the fact is, hey, can you be my manager? And then I got to explain, I'm not my artist manager. I don't do that, but I can help you in other ways. Let me show you how, right? But once people trust you, they'll spend their money with you. And when people say, oh, how do I get people that are serious? That's usually what they mean. How do I get people that are going to spend money? You got to show them that value. They have to understand that you have something that can actually benefit them. It's not, fake streams on Spotify. It's not some bogus playlist placement, but it's something that's actually going to be sustainable and beneficial in the long run. So provide that value up front in whatever way you can. It may not be YouTube videos. It may be Instagram content. It may be content on Facebook, but in the internet age, when I can Google anything, if I Google music marketing and I don't see you, I may not trust you, right? And so that's what you got to work on. All right. Exactly. The more you put yourself out there, the more you put that information out there, the more people have time to try it out and, get a little bit of results. Then they will come back to you and say, hey, that worked. That little strategy you said on YouTube worked. And if you're willing to give that out for free, then whatever you're selling is probably way better, right? And it's usually the case. I treat my paid clients not better, but I give them a lot more attention than I can give to my free audience because they paid for it. They paid for my time and my attention. So we're about halfway through. So I want to make sure that we're getting as many questions in as you can. All right. So someone says, this is Hillside Recording, says, if I join Song Trust, do I need to become a publisher with BMI? I really just want to collect as much of my royalties as I can, but I don't necessarily want to publish, or don't want to open a publishing company. Now, if you are with BMI, BMI actually allows you to sign up as a songwriter and still collect your publishing revenue without signing up separately as a publisher. Now, it's not the same if you join ASCAP. ASCAP is going to require you to sign up as a writer and as a publisher, and you would set up a vanity publishing company. And For anyone who's not familiar, what he's talking about are performance royalties. When you sign up with BMI or ASCAP, your music publishing is split up in two shares. It's the writer's share and the publisher's share of the revenue. And so to collect that publisher's share when you're not signed to a publishing deal, then you've got to have a publishing company, right? And so that might be you as an individual, or you might actually set up a company if you want to, you know, publish songs for other people. But if you're, the average independent artist is not publishing songs for other people. They're releasing their own music, and they just want to make sure they're getting the royalties and revenue from that music. So specifically, if you signed up with BMI as your performing rights organization, you are not required to sign up with them twice. You can sign up as a writer and just let them know that you own the publishing share of whichever songs you're registering as well. So there you go. All right. Casa Life says, which shows the most results usually to promote a lyric video? Ads through YouTube, Google, or Instagram? It all depends, right? Everything as far as content and marketing depends on who the audience is and what type of content it is. So, for example, what I've seen that works really well on lyric videos is religious music, right? Like Christian worship music does really well for lyric videos because the people that are watching those videos, they're not watching it to see, what the details are, or what somebody's wearing, but they're watching it, to connect to, their God, right? And so those videos work really well for lyrics because it's not about the show. And maybe if you're a rapper, lyric videos can work because people, especially if you rap fast, people may not know what you're saying. And so a lyric video can work really well in that sense. But by and large, lyric videos do not work as well as actual videos. And when they do perform well, they tend to perform well with people who have already heard the song. So in general, it's going to work better for your Instagram audience that you already have, or your Facebook audience that you already have. But if it's my first time hearing about you and all I see is a lyric video, I'm probably going to keep scrolling. So I hope that helps. Hillside says, you rock, my man. Thank you. Just subscribed. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. I'm sure that some of you who are here for the first time. And this is your first time seeing my face. So if you like what's going on here, what I do is videos every single week about music business, music marketing, music strategy, and what's going on in the world of music, right? Sometimes we break down news stories and things like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time that we post new content. So yeah, keep those questions coming, guys. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. What's up, Haleti? Did you have any questions? I didn't see any questions from you. Avis says, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. No problem. No problem at all. Serious Mike says, this is my first time. Good info. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad it's helpful. We've got over 160 videos on our YouTube channel right now. There's a music marketing playlist. There's a music business playlist where I teach you, just general strategies and things that you may not have known about. Someone's texting me. What's going on? All right. This is not important. I certainly thought that it was something for I thought it was something for this. Anyway. So yeah. I appreciate anybody that's here for the first time. We got videos on music marketing, music strategy, and things that go on in the general business. So you can check out those playlists, get caught up, learn something, and I hope to see you around soon. Make sure you comment, let me know, how things are going for you. And if you want deeper help than, what I can do on YouTube every now and then certainly you should join the Master Music Marketing community. And Like I said, you can see it on the screen that membership is discounted from its normal price of $197 down to $75. And if you join today, you will get 3 entries in the drawing to get 2 private consultations with me. So I'm excited to see you there. I'm going to be picking the winner of that drawing live on YouTube on December the 5th. Boom. So here's a question. John Roseborough says, how do you DM strangers in your scene? So DMing can be tricky, right? Sliding in the DMs is tricky. I've actually got a video of 5 tips for networking, or maybe it was 3 tips. It was one of my first videos to get more than 1,000 views, and it's probably time for me to update that video. But there are a few things I recommend when you're networking with someone. The first thing is knowing who they are. And not just knowing what their name is or that they're important, but knowing who they are and understanding what it is that they do and what they have to offer, right? So if it's a radio DJ, then, their job is to play songs and the, Casa, the private consultation prize, it's 2 1-hour consulting calls. So there you go. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you know who the person is. So if it's a radio DJ, it's not just knowing who they are, but understanding what their job is, what they're trying to get accomplished, right? That's the first step in any negotiation, understanding what the other side wants. So if I'm a radio DJ, my job is to play music that's going to get the most people to listen, so that when it's time to get advertisers on my radio station, I can say, I got an audience that's this big. You got to pay me this much money. So if you're reaching out to a radio host to play your music, then what you got to be able to guarantee that radio DJ is that people are going to listen when they play your song. So that means your song's got to sound radio ready. Your song has to, be catchy. It has to fit the format of that station. And even more than that, you got to have a fan base that's hungry for it. Radio isn't about promotion, right? Not when you're an independent artist. All right, this says that you're getting some buffering. Y'all let me know if you're having trouble. I think it might be my internet connection, but I'm hardwired. So let me know if you're having trouble seeing me or hearing me. But people think, okay, I got to get my song on the radio so that more people will hear it. But really, what you should be thinking is, I got to get more people to listen to my song so that I can get it played on the radio, right? But anyway, so the first thing is knowing who a person is and what their job is. The second thing is knowing how you can help that person, right? Maybe you don't have enough listeners on your songs to warrant radio play, but maybe there's something else that you can do. So maybe that radio DJ is also a party promoter, and maybe you do bring a lot of people to your live shows, so you can perform on the live show, and then maybe they'll give you a shot at radio play during the mix show, right? These are things that can happen. So understanding what you can offer to them. All right, cool. It says excellent connection now. Thanks, Casa, for letting me know. But yeah, so make sure you know what you can offer them, and then following up. So when you're DMing someone, I would say first you want to make sure that when you're reaching out to someone, you're reaching out in the way that they would like you to. A lot of gatekeepers in the music industry hate getting DMs because you get them all day. They're unsolicited. It clogs up your phone notifications. So a lot of people will tell you how they want you to contact them, and they'll do it in their bio. So it might say, for inquiries, email, blah, blah, blah. So if they don't want to be DM'd, don't DM them. Email them, or, do whatever they say they would like you to do. And then I would say follow up, no more than 3 times, at least 2 days apart each time. But I would say maybe the first follow-up after 2 days, the next follow-up a week from then, and the next follow-up a week from then. And after that, just chill. They're not interested if they haven't got back to you after that. But okay, how do you cold message people who you might want to collab with in your area? If they're in your area, their first introduction to you doesn't necessarily need to be a DM, right? I would say make sure you make yourself available. Make sure that you make yourself visible. So if they're posting on social media, then you can comment on their social media posts like, yo, I really like your song, man. We should collab sometime. Or maybe not even we should collab, but I like your song. And really be genuine with your follow up or your compliment, right? Tell them the specific thing about their song that you liked. And if you're an artist and they're an artist, there are going to be things that you connect with that the average fan won't. So they'll recognize that. And so that is a great way to kind of break the ice. And then if, once the world opens back up and we can do live shows again, show up at their live show, you know, and introduce yourself in person after the show. Hey, man, I'm a really big fan. I enjoy what you're doing. And also, I'm in a band myself. Maybe we can, connect sometime. Maybe we can jam together, blah, blah, blah. And build relationships naturally is the best way to do it. But if your only option is to DM, then make sure you're visible on social media first, not just you don't want your introduction to someone to be a cold DM, and you don't want it to be you requesting something from them. Encourage them, compliment them, build a real relationship. Um, Kind of like if you were asking someone out on a date. We used that analogy last time I was live, but it's the same thing. All right. So, Hood Savior says, I think I'm going to start doing daily IG lives and answering questions for 10 minutes a day to build more face to face credibility. Um, that's a good strategy. It's better as long as people are inviting people to your live. With IG Live, it's cool, but it's like people aren't going to see it unless they follow you. And so it can be a catch 22 because you might feel like, okay, I'm doing all this and no one's seeing it. So I'd recommend maybe doing IGTV posts. That way you can use hashtags and get a little bit more views each time. And then as you build up the audience, then you can start going live as well. And John, I actually do have an email pitch template or template that you can use. So if you go to kdmr.us/perfect pitch, I think that's the link. Let's make sure. Boom. Yep, kdmr.us/perfect pitch is going to take you to this blog post that I'm putting in the chat right now. And not only will you get my steps or, my perfect step by step, this is what I would include in any email pitch. You also get a link to download that pitch. And you can actually copy and paste or just replace different things in my pitch and use it for your own. So I hope that's helpful. Cool. Hood Savior says, I met a manager for a major artist and she requested my help managing one of her newer artists. She gave me her email and followed my marketing page, but hasn't reached back out. Suggestions? If y'all have already built and opened the lines of communication, then what you want to do is reach out. It's the same thing that we talked about. Follow up with that person. So send her an email, and if she doesn't respond, send another email a few days later. If she stops responding altogether, then she was probably blowing smoke and is not interested. But if she is interested, she'll find you. So make sure that on your marketing page, you're still being consistent, because the more you post, the more they see you, the more you come to the top of their minds, and they're like, oh, wait, he can handle this. So that's what I would say. All right. Casa Life says, what would you say are the most important steps for a first release strategy? So for a first release, right, this is your first time putting out music. The hardest part about releasing music for the first time is the reality that you're probably not going to have a lot of people that are watching it. Okay, if she gave you her phone number, then text her or give her a call, leave a voicemail. It sounds like those lines of communication are pretty open. So you don't have to treat her like a stranger, but you don't want to be a, a a pest. You don't want to be annoying either. But yeah, so Casa, with a release first time release, the hard part about it is knowing that there's not going to be a lot of people that are watching. There's not going to be a lot of people that see your song. But you've got three goals. I've said this before. I said this in a previous video, but there are three goals when you are releasing music that you got to keep in mind for any marketing strategy. First thing you want to do is find people that don't know you, that have never heard about you, that, might be interested because they have, other goals, they have other things in common with you, but they've never heard of you before. So you want to figure out how to find those people. That might be through a Spotify playlist, that might be through a feature on a blog or like a local news website. It might be through a post on social media from one of their friends or something like that, right? But the first thing is, how do I get the attention of people who've never heard of me? And after you get that done, then the question is, okay, how do I activate the people that have heard of me, the people who do know who I am? How do I make sure that they're just as excited about this release as I am, and they're sharing it, not maybe just as much, but they're sharing it and they're just as excited as I am. And so that's helping me reach new people. And then the third goal of any release campaign is to keep that momentum going. And the answer to all three of those questions is content, right? The first time you release music, you want it to be able to catch attention, right? So maybe a really good music video. Like I said, it doesn't have to be, a Busta Rhymes level music video where you got millions of dollars of equipment and stuff, but make sure it's eye catching. Make sure, the music is good, and make sure the video concept kind of makes sense. And you're not spending so much time like on these long artistic intros, but you're doing something that really catches attention quickly. So that's one way to do it. But yeah, what I would say the best thing to do is think about all those different aspects and which part of those aspects line up with each strategy that you want to do. So, for example, finding yourself on a Spotify playlist, that's going to accomplish goal number one of reaching new people. Running a contest, right? Saying, hey, I'm going to give out free tickets to my next show, but all you got to do is tag a friend in this post, right? That reaches goal number two of activating your current fans. And then to keep the momentum going, that's all about creating new content and posting new content that people can continue to connect with. So maybe they didn't discover you on your first music video, but maybe you went live on Instagram and played an acoustic set. But they saw that. Well, if you're like 90% of the artists I see on social media and all you do is build up until the release and then you drop off the face of the earth, then those people would never have discovered you. So you got to make sure you're continuing to create valuable content. It doesn't always have to be the best production quality, but it's got to be something that people can continue to connect with. So those are the most important steps. Now, I actually have an article about the first things that every indie artist should do before you release. So let's do this. And these articles, they're all on my website. It's KDMR Music. So if you go to kdmrmusic.com and click on the blog, you'll find that. So here's one article, 5 things to do before you release your next single. And that article actually has a video embedded because I did that video on our YouTube channel. So that one's more so about how to make sure your music is actually ready. And then the next step is making sure that you're actually marketing that music. So I've got another video about what to include in a marketing plan pre-release. And of course, to round out the trifecta, I've got how to promote your song after it's released. So if you read these 3 articles or watch these 3 videos, then you will absolutely see some results, and you follow those steps, then you'll have some more clarity on what you can do. So I just posted those links in the chat back to back to back, so you'll see those. I hope YouTube doesn't think I'm trying to spam people because I just posted a bunch of links. Cool. Just a heads up, guys, we've got about 10 minutes and I gotta go. So if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them. And of course, if you have more questions and you feel like you're not going to have time, the best way to get your questions answered is to join the Master Music Marketing community. Every time someone asks a question in that community, I answer it either immediately or I make a whole separate video that I host only in that private group where I answer their questions. So that's the best way to do that. So join the Master Music Marketing community. Like I said, right now the cost of entry is only $75. On December 1st, that's going right back up to $197. And inside that community, like I said, there's a few things you get. You get access to the full course of the next steps, which teaches you from beginning to end how to market your music, how to run Facebook ads, how to network and get press for your music, how to submit to Spotify playlists, how to set up an e-commerce website so that your fans can actually pay you and you give them the opportunity to support you with their dollars. So you get access to that course. And you get access to the monthly live coaching calls that we host on Zoom that I'm actually getting ready for November's call right now. So if you join right now, you'll actually get a link to the Zoom call that starts at 11:30, just in case you needed any incentive. And like I said, if you use the quad pay option, you can get started for as little as $18.75. But yeah, if you join in the next 15 minutes, you'll get the link to the Zoom call and we can continue this conversation even further. Exo Tour says, do you think YouTube can help grow your Instagram and brand? Yes, if, right? If you promote your Instagram via YouTube, then it'll definitely help you grow, right? There are two things that I promote inside of my YouTube channel. One of those is the Master Music Marketing community, which you guys just heard me shout out now, and you even see it on the screen right now below my face. The other thing that you might see in links or in the description of my videos is my free community called the Indie Club. Now, the Indie Club is a totally separate thing. It's really more for networking and getting basic information. It's not really for Q&As, but that community grows. Every single time I post a video, I have a link to it in the description, and people request to join that group every single week. So it's about making sure that your audience on YouTube knows that the things that you're doing on Instagram are important and that they need to be checked out, right? So, for example, on my Instagram, I do the opposite. I promote my YouTube on my Instagram, right? Because for me, YouTube is the biggest revenue driver. YouTube is by far where I have my largest audience, and by far the most active audience that I have is on YouTube. So if I'm going to get new business, if I'm going to get new customers, if I'm going to get new fans, it's going to be from YouTube. And so on my other platforms, I direct people back to YouTube because that's where I spend the most time. And then on YouTube, I also promote whatever paid offers that I have. So if I was doing a series of live streams on Instagram, I would absolutely shout them out on YouTube. It only makes sense. So yes, you can use YouTube to grow your Instagram. Now, if you're just starting out on YouTube, it can be difficult, right? Because on YouTube, the biggest thing is using YouTube like a search engine. People search on YouTube to get answers to questions, to find information, or to be entertained. And there are very specific search terms that they use to do all of those things, to accomplish all those things. So if you're posting consistently on YouTube and you're optimizing your traffic or your search engine keywords, then it's something that you can use to get free attention. But if you're not talking about things, or if you're not posting things that people are already searching for, it's going to be hard to find traction on YouTube. But if you are creating searchable content, then you should use this website. It's called TubeBuddy. They're a free browser plugin that I use on every single video to take advantage of search engine traffic. That's how I was able to grow my channel from 1,000 subscribers last year to almost 13,000 subscribers this year. It's taking advantage of search engine traffic and being consistent. And TubeBuddy will help you with the search engine part of that. All right. Kinsey, Babyface Pearlist says, do you know any platform where artists can sell their art and music and get paid in cryptocurrency? I don't. I know what cryptocurrency is, but I'm not really in that world. But I know that if you start your own website, let's see if we can accept Bitcoin. I'm going to see if we can accept it on Shopify. Okay, so yeah, on Shopify, you can accept cryptocurrency. So if you host your website via Shopify, then that's an option for you. Let's see if you can accept it with WooCommerce, which is what I use. So there are plugins with all the major e-commerce sites where you can accept cryptocurrency for your purchase. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, I don't know about a platform like for example, Bandcamp. You can't accept Bitcoin or cryptocurrency on Bandcamp, but what I advocate for is starting up your own website, your own e-commerce shop to sell your merch and your products without the distraction of other people's products being there. And that's something you can absolutely do on your own shop, whether it's through Spotify or Shopify, WooCommerce, or other payment gateways. So if you join the Master Music Marketing community, you'll actually get my step-by-step guide to building a website with e-commerce capabilities. Um, is there a super chat? Did I miss it? Let's see. What's this? Okay, Ray's Realm. I appreciate the super chat. If you have a question, I didn't see the question go along with it. So let me know what it is, and I will definitely answer that. Ray's Realm. Oh, my bad, Ray. I see your question now. Thanks, Ray. So what are your thoughts on Eric Sermon's TrackLib service? Can you use it on YouTube without copyright issues? So with TrackLib is yes, Eric Sermon is one of the sponsors, as is the dude from Tommy Boy, whose name I forgot. Steve Rifkin, I believe, is the Tommy Boy. That's loud. Anyway, not important. Yeah, so TrackLib is a service that allows you to basically use samples without paying ridiculous clearance fees. Whether or not you can use those samples on YouTube, I'm not sure. I've seen people make videos with TrackLib samples. So let's do this. I'm going to type in TrackLib plus YouTube, see if we can get an answer for that question. But yes, from what I've seen, TrackLib is actually really good. The sample for J. Cole's Middle Child came from TrackLib. And it's way, way less expensive than trying to clear samples yourself. And it's really easy to use. So I'm going to go to the licensing section. All right. And let's see what the blah, blah, blah. All right. So it looks like, yeah, what you're buying on TrackLib is a sample license. So you can use that song anywhere now. You just got to be careful because you're going to have to show the license to YouTube because they might inaccurately claim your monetization because of their content ID tool. So you want to make sure that you have the license and you have it in a format. It's probably a PDF that you download where you can show YouTube in the event that they do flag your music incorrectly. But yeah, I've seen TrackLib. I love the way it works. I love the service it provides because, before TrackLib, you would just grab one of these records, sample it, and hope you don't get caught. So, and then you get sued when the song finally blows up. So, this way, it's a bunch of music. It's actually, you can actually use it without fear of being friggin' sued. And they have subscriptions now. So, you can get their standard plan is $14 a month, and you get 15 tracks a month. That's dope. So that's exciting. But yeah, so it says that you can get that license. Maybe I should share my screen. Let's do that. All right. Now we're looking into the infinity. So yeah, you get a license to release. And if you see this little graphic, YouTube is there, Spotify is there, Apple Music is there, Tidal is there. So that's really dope. And we are coming up on the last call. So it's 10:55. I have to end this very promptly at 11 o'clock. So if you've got a question, now's the time to answer it. And let me go back to my full screen. He said from massive channels to the most. Yeah, yeah. Long story short is, yeah, you can use it on YouTube. Doesn't matter how big your channel is. It's just about making sure you paid for the license. And so it really democratizes things. So even if you're the smallest dude, you're not gonna have to worry about being sued for thousands of dollars. And even if you're J. Cole, you don't have to worry about being sued for millions of dollars. So there you go. Yeah, YouTube definitely will strike channels for the most minuscule things, but that's why I said you got to make sure you have your documentation, because if you ever do get a copyright strike, you can appeal it. I got a copyright strike a long time ago because I did a video. It was a commentary on Joe Budden and Lil Yachty. And because I used like a little clip of the Complex interview, they claimed it. And I was able to successfully argue that it was fair use because it was a commentary, and they actually reversed it, and I was able to monetize that video again. So yeah. And it's the same with sampling and their content ID system. So I would absolutely recommend keeping your documentation handy. All right, guys. So it looks like that was the last question. And so, again, I hope you got something out of this stream. We covered a lot. We talked about releasing music. We talked about networking. We talked about sampling. We talked about growing on social media. We covered a lot in this hour. And like I said, I do these every single month inside the Master Music Marketing community, and we host them on Zoom, so it's not so one-sided. You actually get to see me face to face, can ask your questions, and we have conversation. That's the best thing about it. So if you're interested in joining that community, what's the highest paid royalty? That is not a specific enough question for me to answer. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So if you can clarify that in the next 3 minutes, be my guest. But yeah, we covered a lot. So in that community, we talk candidly, just like we're doing here. And in addition to that, the group calls, we have a whole 40 video course teaching you everything you need to know about getting started in music and marketing your music to fans that actually will pay you. So if you're interested in joining that community, you can join at mastermusicmarketing.com. This live YouTube video was scheduled. I scheduled it a week in advance. So it was there. I'm sorry, All Weather Man, you came in too late. Your personal best way to build a fan base, I'll give you this. The single quickest way to grow an audience right now is using Facebook and Instagram ads. And I've got a whole unit inside of our course in Master Music Marketing about how to find your audiences and actually run your first Facebook ads. So if you're interested in that, join the community. We can talk a lot more about it. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing these live streams on YouTube. I am going live one more time on December the 5th. But after that, you guys won't see me live. The only way to get access to these live calls is going to be inside the Master Music Marketing community. You can join today for $75 or as little as $18.75 if you decide to spread it out over the next few weeks. You can get access instantly, and you'll get access. Being my live does pay, but it is not a lot. So there's that. Being my live is better if you're a touring artist. Not just doing local shows. But yeah, so you can get access to the community for just $75. I couldn't make it any cheaper or any less expensive. And the value you get is amazing. There have been people in the chat that have vouched for that. So I would encourage you to join. I would love to see you guys inside the group. And if you join today, you get 3 entries into the drawing to get a private coaching call with me twice. You get 2 of them. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone who watched this live. Thank you to all of you who submitted questions. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you to you guys who are watching on the replay. If you want more, subscribe to the channel. And check out some of our old videos. There are a lot of things that we covered here that are in videos that are on the channel as well. So check those out. Give this video a thumbs up so more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you get some or hit the notification icon. Ray says, what's wrong with your YouTube visibility, reach, and monetization? We're doing an average of about 50,000 views a month right now. So, I mean, it's not bad. I don't pay for ads on YouTube. So you only reach me here. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but if you subscribe to the channel, I guarantee you'll see videos when I post them. But that's going to do it for me today. I got a call at 11:30. I'm going to grab some breakfast. I'm going to holler at you guys in the next one. Until then, hope you're safe, hope you're well, and I want you to keep dreaming and work hard because you can absolutely make those music business dreams your reality. That's going to do it for me. Peace.